first Chinese military invisibility suit shocked the US. Forget Harry Potter. China is actually mass-producing stealth suits that make soldiers vanish in broad daylight. Using AI-printed materials and light-bending chemicals, they've turned science fiction into a terrifying reality. The global arms race just went invisible. When it comes to movies, invisibility has always captured the imagination of audiences around the world, including me. The idea first became mainstream with Star Trek, where cloaking devices made entire spaceships disappear. And it was later picked up by other popular films and franchises like The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Even though becoming invisible sounds amazing, the real science needed to make it happen still isn't fully solved. One big reason scientists have struggled with this for so long is because light itself is incredibly complex and hard to control. Normally, when light hits an object, it either bounces back or gets absorbed, and both outcomes make the object visible. Reflected light lets you see it directly, while absorbed light blocks what's behind it. So, in either case, true invisibility doesn't happen. The only real path to invisibility would be finding a way for light from behind an object to pass around or through it, and continue in the same direction, making it look as if the object isn't there at all. At Bilibili's first Super Science Night in Beijing, Chu Junhao, an academician from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, showcased a new method for invisibility, where his team revealed a thin, plastic-like sheet engineered using a technique called lenticular grating. Lenticular grating works using the principles of wave optics, which simply means studying how light waves move, bend, and interact with the objects around them. This method uses a special surface covered with thousands of tiny, curved lenses, placed across what's often called an invisibility cloak. And by carefully spacing these lenses and adjusting how far the object sits from the cloak, incoming light can be bent, redirected, or subtly steered around the object, creating blind zones and visual gaps that make parts of it appear to disappear without claiming anything supernatural or impossible. In Chu's demo, the material is basically a flat sheet, made from many ultra-thin lenses packed closely together, in neat, parallel lines. And as light hits the sheet, each tiny lens bends it slightly, so that when all of them work at once, the light bouncing off the object gets broken into many narrow, repeating strips, making the object appear to vanish from view when seen from specific angles. In the future, the invisible cloak from the Harry Potter series may become our daily outfit, said Chu during his demonstration. During the demo, Chu joked that one day, the kind of invisibility seen in Harry Potter movies could feel as normal as putting on clothes. But he also made it clear this effect has real limits, because the illusion only works when the lenses are positioned just right, and the object stays at a specific distance, meaning even a small change in angle or movement can quickly make the disappearing effect fall apart. Rather than depending on precisely lined-up tiny lenses to create this effect, scientists are also exploring a different path that uses specially engineered materials, known as metamaterials, to control how light behaves in more advanced ways. All materials affect light, based on how their internal structure bends and slows it down. But metamaterials are a special class designed to do something unusual by having a negative refractive index, which lets researchers control light at extremely small scales, even smaller than the light's own wavelength, allowing it to be bent and guided in ways normal, naturally occurring materials simply can't match, including the lens-based sheet used in Chu's demonstration. That said, metamaterials also have serious drawbacks, because their unusual behavior only works when they're built at extremely tiny scales, which makes producing them very difficult, highly precise, and expensive. And in many cases, creating large or practical structures with them simply isn't feasible yet. Visible light sits in a very narrow part of the electromagnetic spectrum, with wavelengths roughly between 400 and 700 nanometers. And while metamaterials could, in theory, control light in this range, doing so is extremely challenging because shorter wavelengths are harder to handle with precision, and issues like color distortion, light loss, and scattering all have to be solved before this technology could realistically push invisibility cloaking any further. We're probably still many years away from seeing real invisibility cloaks sold to the public. But if science fiction is anything to go by, even the versions shown in shows like Star Trek took hundreds of years to perfect. So the fact that scientists are already getting close suggests this technology might arrive sooner than anyone once expected. Beyond the laboratory demonstrations, the real-world race for invisibility is moving into the high-stakes arena of national security. While Chu Junhao's lenticular sheets are a visual marvel, Chinese researchers are reportedly pushing deeper into the tactical side of light manipulation. Recent leaks from Chinese scientific circles suggest that the People's Liberation Army, PLA, is closely monitoring a new generation of stealth fabrics, designed not just to fool the human eye, but to vanish from infrared sensors and night vision goggles. This leap is being made possible by a specific chemical breakthrough, molybdenum trioxide. By rolling this material into ultra-thin, microscopic sheets, scientists have found a way to create a platform that controls energy flows far more effectively than traditional bulky metamaterials. Unlike the rigid lenses shown at Super Science Night, these chemical structures are flexible, potentially allowing them to be woven directly into military uniforms. Furthermore, the integration of artificial intelligence is solving the precision problem that previously made metamaterials too expensive to produce. AI-driven 3D printers can now align these microscopic structures with sub-nanometer accuracy, turning what was once a slow, manual process into a scalable industry. We are moving toward a reality where smart camouflage doesn't just hide a soldier. It adapts to the environment in real time. If these reports of invisible military suits being tested are even half true, the tactical landscape of modern warfare is about to change forever, proving that the silent race for total invisibility is no longer just a movie plot. It's an arms race,